Second game of our triple header on CBS Wisconsin at Michigan. A double bubble game. Badgers currently one of Jerry Palm's last 4 in. Wolverines one of Palm's first 4 out, looking to avenge their loss to Wisconsin earlier this month. Middle of the first half, Michigan down 2. Hunter Dickinson gets it down low, goes up and under for the layup. Game tied at 20. Next Wolverines possession. Dickinson again. Fakes, spins, and sinks the hook shot. Beautifully done there. Michigan up 2. Dickinson 8 straight points for the Wolverines. Just over a minute left in the first half. Michigan up 7. Dickinson buries another hook shot over a double team. Wolverines up by 9, led by as many as 11, all part of a 19-4 run. Dickinson scored or assisted on 15 of 19 points. Now Wisconsin plus 380 on the live line at the half. Start to cut into the deficit early in the second. Down 10. Connor Michgian pulls up from deep and sinks the 3. Wisconsin down 7. Michgian sets a Wisconsin freshman record for made threes. That was his 61st. Family loving it. Mid-second half, Badgers down 4. Steve Kroll feeds Michgian, who lays it up and in. Plus the foul. Wisconsin down 1 after the made free throw. And the Michigan native fired up. Just over 5 minutes left in regulation. Badgers down 2. Tyler Wall dishes it behind his back to Kroll for the layup inside. We're tied at 57. We've got ourselves a game. 2 minutes left in regulation. Game tied 61. Wall kicks it out to Max Klesmit, who pulls up from deep and banking in the 3 here. Wisconsin up 3. 40 seconds left in regulation. Michigan down 1. Kobe Buffkin goes one-on-one, stops and pops for the clutch jumper. Wolverines back up 1. Back and forth down the stretch. Ensuing Wisconsin possession. Michigan drives, stops, drops in the floater. Badgers back up 1. Team high 24 points for the freshman. Second career 20-point game, both of them coming versus Michigan for Michigan. Wisconsin builds the lead to 3 on free throws, so Michigan with a chance to tie. 2.1 seconds left inbound, nearly picked off. Dickinson turns and chucks the buzzer beater and ties the game. A wild weekend of buzzer beaters continues. The faces say it all. That close to getting picked off. Dickinson takes advantage, sends Ann Arbor into a frenzy. But could they finish things off in overtime? Just over 2 minutes left. Wolverines down 1. Buffkin drives, lays it up and in, plus the foul. Michigan up 1 after the made free throw. Buffkin a career-high 28 points. Minute left in OT. Wolverines up 3. Doug McDaniel drives in, banks in the floater. Michigan up 5. Ensuing possession for Wisconsin. Michigan chucks up the deep 3, misses. Dickinson grabs the board, feeds McDaniel, who gets fouled. Dickinson 23 points, 10 rebounds. Wolverines putting on a show in their final home game of the season. So the game at hand, but we have Michigan cover drama late. 10 seconds left. Badgers down 8. Michigan takes it up the floor, has an open mid-range jumper, but misses. Michigan holds on to win and cover. Third straight win, tied for the longest win streak this season. Wisconsin has not won consecutive games yet in 2023. Make the final 87-79 for the Wolverines in overtime. A concern for Wisconsin, Chucky Hepburn left the game in the second half. Lower body injury, did not return. Not only does Michigan cover, the overhits. Kenny White told you to take Michigan earlier in the day here on HQ. After the game, Michigan coach Juwan Howard spoke with Steve Lapis.
Coach, you're playing without your son Jed, who's one of your best players, and you gut out an unbelievable game today.
Well, my son, he wanted to play today, so all of a sudden, not only had a conversation yesterday that he wasn't playing, but then today he thought I was just going to, forget about the situation and the plan, stick to the plan. So he tried to play today, and I was like, no, you're not playing. But overall, it was great to see that his teammates, stepped up on all levels. And, down the stretch, those are the areas where we're trying to improve on. And sure enough, we had some tough ones early on in the season where we lost down the stretch. But our kids are learning how to win. And that's not saying they're not winners. They all are. And it showed so much resilience on how they stayed the course down the stretch. So Hunter, that shot right there, being able to pop back to the ball like I asked, and sure enough, he made a tough one, man. So hats off to Hunter.
What's been the difference in this young team? Like you said, you lost some tough ones early,
right,
but you're very young, and now it seems like you're starting to come on and win those close games.
Well, it takes time to learn new habits. And you're fresh out of high school, and you have 4 starting freshmen. And Kobe's still a freshman because he really didn't play that much last year. But we don't make excuses, but it takes time to develop. And then everyone wants instant results, including my players. but you also have to buy into what we teach. You know, it takes time to learn it, to grow with it, and that's what's happening as we see it evolve.
Coach, congratulations. Enjoy it. And
You know Coach, right? 280 wins, 17 years. He's a March Madness baby. Born, I mean, this guy's built for this. And now he had a heck of a game. Call him this one. Coach, ultimately, what was the difference in this one as you watched it? I mean, if you really had to boil it down in kind of one sentence or two, what was the difference today?
you know, the really difference in the game was that not having Chucky Hepburn, and I think the kid McGee did a great job, but not having his scoring as another option, which is what they needed at that point. Klesman had done a good job, and Michgian had done a great job, but not having him definitely hurt. And the bottom line was the best player on the court was Bluffkin. Bluffkin was terrific the whole game, really, in that regard, in terms of him taking the ball to the basket. There were no real answers. And then in the end, Hunter Dickinson just makes an unbelievable play. And as we talked about off camera, I mean, Wisconsin had the game won. That was it. It was over. The ball comes up the floor. Doug McDaniel brings it up. He's at half court with 4 seconds to go, and they don't foul him. And then the ball goes out of bounds in the corner. And then what happens is Hunter Dickinson makes that unbelievable three. So it was a great, great basketball game. And these kids played like everything was on the line. Everybody, the coaches, the players, they left it all out there today. It was one unbelievable game.
I'm with you. I thought the difference was the fact that Wisconsin chose not to foul up three. And you could have fouled there and put them on the line, and then it becomes this sort of desperate lottery play. I thought not fouling up three was ultimately the difference in two very equally matched, and it was a well-played game overall. So both teams, I would think now, are on the last four in line. Let's assume both teams make it. You've watched, you've studied, you talked to the coaches. If I told you one of these two teams made a real run deep into the NCAA tournament, which one would you guess it would be and why?
No question, Michigan. I am so impressed with it. Think about this. Jet Howard didn't even play. And Jet Howard averages 14 points a game. Bluffkin is getting better and better every game. Doug McDaniel was not supposed to be the starter. Now he's playing 35 minutes, and he's running the show. He doesn't turn it over. He can make shots if you leave him alone. He's a really good player. And then you got Hunter Dickinson. The only place where they're weak at all is, I guess, the 4 spot. But they have guys there between Cheddar and Terrence Williams. The second, they have guys that can play, and Reed came in and did a good job in terms of helping out. But they have 4 very good players. And when you have wings like Bluffkin and like Jet Howard that can shoot the way they can shoot, that team has a tremendous upside if they can get into the tournament. They lost a lot of close games this year because of their youth. They were supposed to have the kid from Princeton, Llewellyn, who was going to be a fifth-year senior as their starting point guard. He gets hurt after 8 games. They put McDaniel in, so they were young. But now this team, if they're growing up, they have a chance. Definitely. They've been in a couple of Sweet 16s in a row. Don't be surprised if they get there again.
Well done. And again, Coach had a good day. I mean, for example, as I mentioned, look, it gave you the point that if your team is down 2 and you have the ball and you're trying and you miss, go over the back, be aggressive, bodies to the floor trying to get the rebound, because they may not call it and you may get a free rebound, but if they do call it, you were going to foul anyway. Smart when he's on the telecast. We love having him here with us. Well done, Coach Lapis.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.